What a great morning it was this morning. I had a really good encounter with a nice buck. It's early November. I must say, we're about a week into the rut here. I was expecting the buck to come. This is a good spot. This is the third encounter I've had with a big buck in here in the last couple of years. This is a good spot here for when they're in rut and looking for does. See, hear those crows. They're going nuts over there. There must be 100 of them. But as I was expecting them, you can see the sun is behind me, so the sun is coming up. But I was expecting them to come cruising this way. I've seen I don't see any in here now, but a lot of times they have scrapes in this little clear cut that's in front of me. But he actually came from my left-hand side. He came right down the open wheat field. I couldn't believe it. If I turn it around here, you can see it's just planted winter. Well, it's planted a few weeks ago now, but it's so dry. Haven't had any rain. It's taken a long time for the wheat to come up. It's pretty patchy. But he came right down. I'm assuming he may have followed the hedgerow that's behind me. Now, a couple seasons ago, I seen a freaking monster buck on the corner of that field there. And he was making a scrape actually right in front of me. I had to stand on the other side of the clearing here. But this buck, he came right down the field, and it was edge wind. The wind now is coming right along the edge of the field, but when he was here, it was blown diagonally across the field, so my wind was going to him. Now, I've been showering in freaking Scentlock soap and everything else, and my outfit and everything's been sprayed down, but it just takes a hint of something that they don't like, and they're suspicious of it. But he came around he was right in the middle of the field. He got to about 40 yards and he stopped and he put his head up and he was like checking wind, and then he looked right to me, and I thought, oh no, he's seen me. But he made a couple of more steps and he was still looking at me, and by this time he was directly facing me, so he was looking right at me. And I thought, oh, he can see me, because all the leaves you can see behind me, it's pretty clear. The leaves are pretty much gone off the trees. But he looked at me and he gave me the stare for about 2 minutes. And he's at about 35 yards. And I'm not making a risky shot like that. With a rifle, that's different, but I have my old crossbow. I broke the string on my new crossbow, so it's in the repair shop right now, and I probably won't get it back till archery season is over. So with the older crossbow, it's a little slower. I want to get him inside 30 yards. Going to be like 25 yards is my ideal shot. He was at 35. I was like, oh, so close. But I wasn't going to not with him on full alert like that, and he was looking right at me. He turned then, he gave me a broadside, and then he just walked down the field a little bit, then he started to trot, and he made a loop around the point, and then he stopped again before he went into the woods about 150, 175 yards from me, and he stopped and he looked in my direction again, and he looked and looked and looked, and then he just walked into the woods. So I was like, no shot. But what a great encounter. He was a really nice mainframe 8-pointer, wider than his ears, and he was, he had all of his points were longer than his ears, so he was a good buck. He would have been my biggest buck. But yeah, that's how it goes. It's like That's how hunting is. There's a little bit of a backstory to this one too. Earlier on this year, an old friend of mine, he died. And he was big into hunting. We used to go hunting Dave Ramsey. We used to go hunting together a long time ago. He's actually the best man at my wedding. And I've been helping his wife pack stuff up. She's moving. And that does a lot of his stuff she can't take, obviously, with her. But she gave me some of his hunting things that he had. And this is actually his tree stand harness. And I thought, I'm going to wear it today and bring him hunting with me again. And his harness was lucky for me today. That was pretty good. So it was a good morning in the woods. It's not too often I don't get too many encounters like that with big bucks like that. From the start of the season, I've probably seen 50 deer. I've only seen 2 legal bucks. Lots of non-legal bucks and does and yearlings and deer like that I see all the time, but to get a chance at a big buck like that, that's pretty rare. I might only get 2 or 3 opportunities a year. But man, that was freaking great. That was great. Now we've got some time yet. It's cold this morning, but the activity now has died off. I know they mowed all the fields around here, so all the corn is gone. That's all gone down. That's going to change the deer movement again. Now they have no crop fields for cover out in the field, so they're going to change their movement patterns and only move when it's dark. But we're still out after them. We're still at it. Just got to get that lucky break with archery equipment. Everything has to work out just perfect. Everything has to be just right. Well, we'll keep trying at it. It's time to go get something to eat and go warm up a little bit. As you can see from my attire, I kind of underestimated the temperatures this morning. It's a little cold. I do have my heated coat on. That's really what saved me. Well, my wife bought me this last year. It works really good, the heat. All right, let's go get something to eat, and we'll be back at it later on.